ACL, who will be evaluated by Dean Goodell. Stacie works in the Imaging and Media Solutions Department of American Readings, or IMS. She enjoys staying physically active and trying healthy cooking recipes. She would like to share some information about keeping your brain healthy. Please welcome Stacie Knisley to the lectern for her 9th speech, which is Project 7, Research Your Topic. The title of her speech is As She Packed Her Mom's Suitcase. This is Stacie Knisley with As She Packed Her Mom's Suitcase.
As she packed her mom's suitcase. My friend Mary was helping her mother pack for their family trip to Ireland. Now, everyone in the family was going. All of her brothers and sisters, all the grandkids were going. And they were really excited. When her mother turned to her and said, "Mary, I really wish you were going with us on this trip to Ireland." And she looked up at her mother and said, "But Mom, I am going with you on the trip to Ireland." And she said, "Oh, well, that'll be good." So as Mary was folding another sweater into her mom's suitcase, because you know it can be a bit chilly in Ireland sometimes, her mother turned to her again and said, "You know, Mary, it would really be good if you could come with us on this trip to Ireland." And she looked at her mother again and she said, "Mom, I am going with you and everyone on our trip to Ireland." And she said, "Oh, well, that'll be nice." And so this conversation continued back and forth, until finally Mary paused and looked at her mother and smiled and said, "Yes, Mother, it will be nice." Who here is familiar, or Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, who here is familiar with Alzheimer's disease? And if you are, that scenario probably seems pretty familiar. And it's just a brief snapshot of what life is like living with someone who has Alzheimer's. Now, ALZ.org is the Alzheimer's website, and it published a few staggering statistics last year. Everyone can see. In 2013, Alzheimer's cost our nation $203 billion, and by 2050, this number is expected to rise to $1.2 trillion. Every 68 seconds, an American develops Alzheimer's disease. And by 2050, that number is expected to change to every 33 seconds. 1 in 3 seniors dies of Alzheimer's or some form of dementia. Now, the National Institute on Aging stated that as many as 5 million Americans aged 65 and older have Alzheimer's disease. And this number is expected to rise significantly if our current population trends continue. Now, most people know that it is an irreversible progressive brain disease that slowly destroys the memory and thinking skills and eventually your ability to perform simple daily tasks. And the cause is still unknown. Damage to the brain starts probably a decade or more before problems occur. And over time, neurons lose their ability to function and communicate with each other, and that part of the brain is damaged. And then this damage slowly moves into the part of the brain called the hippocampus, which is essential for forming memories. Now this is some pretty overwhelming information, but what if I could give you some simple solutions to help reduce your risk of Alzheimer's, to help you have a healthier brain? Would you try them tomorrow, or maybe even today? Well, here's a few other ideas to consider. Research there's growing research that technology is actually impacting our memory skills and damaging our brain neurons. It's causing us to be dumber. Or is technology actually pushing us towards Alzheimer's? Now, Nicholas Carr from Big Think stated that there are things that we have gained and lost with the increased use of technology. We've gained quicker reaction times, improved visual cognitive skills, and we're able to multitask with greater ease. But at the same time, we've also lost our ability to pay attention for a sustained amount of time. We're unable to filter distractions, and we're unable to reflect or contemplate effectively. We are constantly skimming and scanning the surface of subjects and topics, and we never thoroughly learn a topic enough where we would be exercising our brains and where we would be building connections between our brain cells. Now, John Elder Robertson published an article in Psychology Today, and in the article he stated that for many people, web browsing has replaced book reading. And Stacie suggests that our attention spans have been reduced as a result of this. When we rely on the computer to look up facts rather than our own memory, there's a price to be paid. The price is real, and it is there. So is this price the loss of our memory and increasing cases of Alzheimer's and the growing technology that's actually making us dumber and killing our brain neurons? What can we do to ward off Alzheimer's? Well, experts are now saying that we actually need to start exercising our brains. When we think of staying fit, we often think of from the neck down, but our brain plays a vital role in almost everything we do. ALZ.org also reported that there are a few things we can do to reduce our risks of Alzheimer's. Number 1, stay physically active. This maintains good blood flow to the brain. Walk, go to the gym, garden, try some new sport that you've always wanted to do. I've recently started practicing yoga, and it not only helps me physically, but also mentally. Number 2, adopt a brain-healthy diet. Growing evidence shows that a diet rich in dark vegetables and fruits contain antioxidants, and these antioxidants actually protect our brain cells. Learn to cook healthy recipes rather than always eating out. When you learn a new skill such as healthy cooking, you're not only exercising your brain, but at the same time, you're providing your brain essential nutrition it needs. And the third one, remain socially active. Social activity makes physical and mental activity more enjoyable. It reduces our stress levels, which helps to maintain the healthy connection between our brain cells. Go to plays, volunteer, join clubs such as Toastmasters. All of these things provide companionship and camaraderie and encouragement that helps to keep your brain young. And continue to be mentally active. Research has found that keeping the brain active seems to actually generate new brain cells. Attend lectures, enroll in courses at local community centers or colleges, but never stop learning and never say, I'm too old to learn something new. I myself, after completing my MBA, I joined Toastmasters, and I found that there is always something new to learn. Now, you don't have to start big and turn your world upside down. You can start small, like a simple daily walk, and then continue to add changes every day. Basically, you want to use it or you're going to lose it. Now, Dr. Mei-Shing Nai appeared on the Dr. Oz show, and he published an article, Tips to Keep Your Brain Young. And in the article, he stated, set aside every day to challenge your brain with memory and problem-solving tasks, such as crossword puzzles, chess, learning the words to new songs, or even writing with your non-dominant hand. And when you do these activities every day, you're developing and engaging new neural pathways that keeps your brain on the cutting edge. Now, I've also heard of other ideas such as driving home a different route. This exercises your brain and at the same time keeps you aware of what's going on in your neighborhood. And I've also tried to eat and brush my teeth with my non-dominant hand, and it is quite a challenge. So I know I'm exercising my brain somehow. So keep your brain active every day. Stay curious and involved. And commit to learning something new every day. You can do all the right things and still not prevent Alzheimer's. It is ultimately up to you to make your own decisions about your health. Now, my friend Mary saw Alzheimer's take her mother away. And you may have your own experiences with Alzheimer's. And it's a very difficult to see a loved one who's going through this disease. But hopefully the suggestions that I provided today will help you to make some changes in your life to reduce your risk of Alzheimer's, promote brain health for a long and healthy life. Mr. Toastmaster.